Yeah.
I think this is on film.
It's okay. I am. Oh, well.
What's that?
We've been rolling for a little bit.
All right.
I can throw that in there.
Let's go. Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
Holla.
As always with us, Destroyer,
Yeah.
soon to also be nicknamed the Scintillator, and we'll go over that pretty soon. And with us off the chain, Titan and Brajol. We have the doors closed and locked. No cats currently in the picture, but I do see Panther in the distance.
She's
Sup,
chilling
girl?
by the bay door. Yeah, she's. Hi.
Am I still being recorded?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. No, sorry. I just heard a noise like something died in my headset.
We are full blast on. I see it.
We're good.
Pow!
Pow! Pow!
Testing the decibel level. So,
The other
yeah,
guy.
this is our first episode post-Thanksgiving. So, Destroyer, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was just me, Aiden, and our parents, unfortunately. But we did a lot of cooking. It was also vegetarian. There was
Nice.
no meat.
Nice.
We had some meat substitutes as well. And I think we went a little harder on dessert, too, which I had no problem with. But overall, it was good. Very chill.
You gotta go all in on the dessert.
Yeah, we had, I think, 2 pies and a cake
What's up?
available. so-
Maybe we go over Desi's house next
Yeah.
year.
I went pretty hard. It was good.
We were
Oh.
meatless. We had a lot of fish.
We had fish. Yeah, we did fish.
We thought about doing like salmon, but
Yeah.
but Aiden doesn't even eat
Oh,
fish. So
that's okay.
we went-
Why is it always about Aiden?
I don't know, man.
You should just give him his own kiddies table. Sit your 6'5" ass in that little ass chair, Aiden.
We went with seitan, and it was actually pretty good.
That's good. No, that absorbs a lot of flavors.
Yeah,
You
we
can.
marinated
It's
A what?
in a lot of salt.
seitan. It's wheat gluten.
I thought we were like mispronouncing Satan.
We ate the meat of Satan.
Shh, Desi, don't tell me.
We have defeated him.
So the properties that make bread chewy, you take that and
Yeah.
you
Make like tofu with it, pretty much.
yeah, and you can it becomes it's chewy. It has a nice bite to it, and whatever you cook it with,
Yeah.
kind of pulls in those flavors, and it's actually
The best poultry substitute I've found. So
There you
far,
go.
I think.
Muy interesante.
just I
Yeah.
mean we're
You can fry it too. Tastes good fried.
Mm.
It's not bad. That's all I'm saying.
That's what's up. I almost said something borderline racist right there, so I just decided to keep my mouth shut.
okay.
I was just saying, are you
Okay.
pandering when you said the frying thing?
Never.
We're north of the Mason-Dixon line. We integrate up here.
We're a melting pot.
Yes.
It's nice.
So, yeah, we had a pretty fun Thanksgiving. Very uneventful, which is the way I like it. I don't like to be around big crowds when I'm not at work. So, laying low, and I think I was clean shaven. I think that's about as much work as I put into my appearance that day.
Yourself this mustache.
This is the final day of my mustache, so I made sure it looked fresh for this podcast episode. Gina loved every second of this month. Every second. She actually nicknamed my mustache. Right? Ricardo Montalban.
I was gonna say I have water in my mouth. Please let me drink my water first before you say anything. Okay.
I went with a pencil stash this year, and I actually buzzed it down a little bit so it wasn't as wild, you know. Being that it is 2020, I felt like certain things should be reeled in a little bit and like dampen the magnitude of like the volume on everything, with the exception of the Zubaz I've been wearing in my workouts. Those have
And
been
your squad shirt.
pretty fucking loud.
Yeah.
The squad shirt was pretty dope. Golden Girls Squad shirt.
But you raised money for a good cause.
Always do.
Yeah.
Bring awareness to men's health, not only just prostate cancer, but mental health. And I believe it was I forget the stat, but the men's suicide rate is actually pretty high. And I mean, we saw that in the beginning of lockdown anyway, let alone in just the police force. I mean, how often were we reading news articles at the beginning of lockdown of these cops just killing themselves?
And the cops having to visit homes because of, domestic disputes and
Yeah.
domestic violence, and just a lot of, because we were all locked in pretty much, so.
So it's the reason why I do this, and I never really call out specific names or anything because it is a very personal thing. I'm not even speaking for myself, but for any man that has gone through any prostate cancer issues, or just prostate cancer in general, and we have several members within this gym and associated with our business that have fought and battled and have beaten prostate cancer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if I just have to make myself look like a fool for 30 days and additionally add a mustache to it, I'm fucking all in on that. It's a good cause. It's a great cause, right? So, yeah, Movember, baby. I think next year I'm gonna go with the full Hulk Hogan handlebars though, and I'm gonna go all out. So don't be shocked to see with the handlebars dyed blonde.
I was going to say.
I mean, I should have done it this year because I'm already growing my hair out. So like, I should have dyed that blonde too.
Would you shave the top of your head as well to go full Hogan?
Does it bear shit in the woods? I think we have our answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I'm gonna look like though is just like a very like K-poppy version of a Van Damme movie villain if I do attempt this. Was he in the Bloodsport? the character that didn't make the cut? I'm sure I have an uncle that looks like that somewhere. So anyway. What else do we need to cover? So, by the time this episode releases, we will be on day 2 of the 21-day Overdrive Method Challenge. So, very pumped to help out a bunch of our members and some new faces in this gym. Establish some great health and fitness goals so that, they can shed some of the weight that they put on this past week, and they can also learn how to re-shed it again after the holidays when this challenge ends, which ends immediately before the holidays.
A lot of education, a lot of goal setting, goal hitting, a lot of aha moments. I think for the members too, they'll be getting.
Yes.
They'll be doing a lot of Right? What do you think?
Yes, absolutely, I agree.
Instilling really good habits, like we always talk about.
Mm-hmm. But now it's post Thanksgiving. The tree is up at Overdrive, so we are in full Christmas mode.
Ooh.
I might wear my Santa suit like 24 times before Christmas.
Okay. Better get it ready.
I gotta get it from the dry cleaners.
Put some smiles on people's faces like you did last year.
It's a good time to bulk. Gotta fill in the suit.
Yeah, for sure.
What else? Anything else we need to recap? College athletes are home. We are super pumped for that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So many of them ready to just hit it and stay consistent and stay focused, right? Because they're kind of up in the air with what's going on. They don't know what's going on.
We sold out of our college athlete winter break serious gains training package, which includes custom nutrition. So we have a full roster of that, as much as we could take. At least we did have to cap it though, because it is a lot of work for us. But we're prepared to get the most out of these athletes in the next 8 weeks. Put on some serious lean mass. So that's going to be interesting and super fun. Just a different vibe, different energy when they're all home. And the dogs love it because they're all the cuddle buddies with the dogs.
Oh yeah, they love seeing everybody. Oh my God. They love coming to work every day. They get mad when they're not here.
As long as it's after 10 a.m.
This is true. They sleep late. They're partying. I don't know. They must sneak out of the house when we're sleeping. I don't know.
And I guess in some other news, I should mention that I did recently enlist in the military. You can find me on Call of Duty on PS4. My gamer tag is What Up Teddy. Can't forget that. And I'm actually a pretty dope sniper. So, yeah, you might as well just call me Bob Lee Swagger over here because I got a lot of it.
That's what Teddy was doing on Thanksgiving.
It's the coffee
while I was
speaking.
cooking.
All right, so moving on to this week's topic of fat loss myths. Excuse me. We are going to speak about the myth that you should work out for X minutes before it begins to work. Right, so that is a myth that we've seemed to have busted several times over in our careers as trainers and coaches. So yeah, people just, and it still happens, people feel that, like, you know, if they don't work out basically like a minimum amount of time, then, you know, then that fat burning phase doesn't exactly seem to start. So why don't you lead this off, Ricky Henderson?
Ricky Henderson?
Yeah, he's a great leadoff hitter.
Okay.
And a lefty.
Woohoo.
Small with a lot
We're
of power.
both lefties, though.
We are.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Paul O'Neill. I might as well just go third.
I think we were just talking about the focus for anything like this should be your goals. What's your goal? And then after you establish the goal, at what intensity do you need to work? And then, but at the same time, how consistent? It's the consistency to hit that goal. I think everybody seems to feel like if they're going to make any progress at all, they need to work out for 2 or 3 hours in the gym. And
every day.
even back in the day, what would we see? We would see people in the gym for 2 and 3 hours, but what would they be doing for 2 and 3 hours? They'd be BSing for half the time on the floor. Or
creeping on the chicks at the
just
water
walking
pool.
on the treadmill, talking on the phone, or playing on their phone, texting, taking selfies and all this stuff. Yeah, you're in the gym for 3 hours, but what are you really doing? You know, have a plan. Establish your goal. Right? So we were just talking about, what is it? Are we losing 2% body fat? Are we trying to fit in our wedding dress? Are we training for a marathon? Are we getting ready for a bodybuilding show? Like, everybody has a different goal. All of those goals are going to require slightly different programming, right? But what's the commitment you're going to have? You need to be consistent in your commitment, and you need to have the intensity. So if you're just going to be walking on the treadmill for a half an hour, that might be appropriate for just, aiding in just general heart health and your immune system. But what is it really doing, at the end of the day? So for pretty much everyone, we know that there needs to be some sort of strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Are we trying to, increase our bone strength, maintain our bone strength, maintain and increase muscle strength, tendon, ligament strength? For our athletes too, it's the same thing. Even for our ladies, it's so important for them, for their bone health, and to strength train at least 2 to 3 times a week minimum. And then overall health in general, we want people to be strength training and adding in some sort of conditioning or cardiovascular activity. If anybody needs to, if they're trying to maintain, not just maintain some sort of consistency, but create some sort of transformation, just walking outside, that's a great exercise, but we need to add some sort of So I think just setting a goal. What is that? What is the goal at hand? Set the goal. Create some sort of a plan. How can you be consistent? What days of the week are you planning on exercising? Can you carve out 30 minutes? If it's only 10 minutes, if it's only 20 minutes, could we carve out 10 minutes twice a day? You know, maybe 3 times a week to start, or 2 times a week to start. The next week, could we add in an extra day of 20 minutes? The next week after that, could we add in an extra day of that, you know? If we're training for a marathon, the training regimen is going to be a little bit different than if we were getting ready for a bodybuilding show, or if we were just trying to, you know, reduce our pant size, feeling, you know, getting a better night's sleep. All of those things will help, but what is the goal? And you need to put some sort of effort, some form of effort. We need to feel it. Does that mean we won't be able to get up out of bed in the morning or sit down on the toilet or whatever the case? I mean, sometimes those are repercussions. That does happen. But, you know, it all comes down to, you know, you get out of it what you put into it, too. I mean, should you be crippled the next day? Not necessarily, I wouldn't say, but what is the goal? Like, what is the goal?
I always know I had a great leg workout when I pee sitting down. So
Right.
that's always a good marker for me. Why is everybody fucking laughing? You guys are a bunch of assholes.
You get texts from people, I can't get off the toilet. I hate you.
I have a real MacGyver moment sometimes in the bathroom. I'll text you and be like, I'm going to need a new roll of toilet paper, a gallon of Gatorade, and an ice pick. Had a wild leg workout.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, I mean, like, it's also pretty basic, too. Like, everything does come down to energy balance, right? So, you know, if you're concerned about burning fat, losing weight, like, are you burning more than you ate, right? So, I mean, if you're already eating for a deficit and then you start vigorous activity to work out, then I would pretty much say the second you get working out, you're already starting to burn fat, like, because you're releasing more muscle building hormones, your metabolism is starting to increase. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. It's like, to me, it's pretty basic. You know, you want to lose fat, just fucking move your ass. You know, whether it's a productive 15 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour workout, I mean, that's up to you. That's your decision, what you want to fucking do. But, you know, if you're so worried about making sure that you're perfectly oiled up before you walk onto the floor in your camouflage pants and combat boots, you know, not calling anybody out specifically.
We had one.
Or making sure that
in the past,
you had the
many years ago.
perfect mullet perm that eyes have ever been laid upon, while you work out with your and keep adjusting your fanny pack while you're working out for 3 hours, but you really only put in about 10 minutes of actual work. I mean, like, just have a productive workout. Just stay focused, high intensity, in and out. Eat right. Get sleep. It sounds fucking boring, but guess what? It works.
And you'll be in a better mood, too.
Yes.
You'll get more out of your day. Instead of waking up exhausted, grumpy, and irritable, then you can't fall asleep at night, and then you can't sleep, or you're waking up in the middle of the night, how many times a night, that kind of thing, you know? You need a shit ton of caffeine to stay awake during the day, you know? Which is, I mean, there's benefits to caffeine, we know that, but you shouldn't be living off of it. Balance. But, you know, just set a goal.
Whoops.
And then the plan, what's the plan? Dependent upon the goal. What can you commit to consistently? And are you are you willing to give effort? You know, and just like with our members, and I love our app too, because it allows our members and our athletes to rate each workout every single time they come in. Your workouts should not always be balls to the wall. Your workouts, if you're rating your workouts easy all the time, are you giving enough effort? Are you putting forth enough effort that you're going to see the results that you're looking for? Or are you rating them so high all the time that you can't wait until you have a day to rest? So try to allow for that ebb and flow, so you're constantly challenging yourself, you know? There's days when you're going to push a little harder. There's days when you might not be able to push quite as hard because maybe you're tired from the night before. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep that night. Or maybe it is a day to allow for that rest, just getting in some active movement. Or maybe you can take it easy. So allow your body to give you the signals that you need to accomplish your workout. You shouldn't always be at a 10. You shouldn't always be at a 2. You should be, kind of ebbing and flowing through your week and your training program. There's going to be a time that you push really hard, and then there's going to be a time where you back off a little bit. And there's a time when you back off a little bit and then push really hard within the same workout. Right?
If we assign you 30 minutes of walking and you rate it as a fucking 10, I really want to know what the hell happened in that walk. Were you chased by a cougar? I just don't understand.
Or are you truly deconditioned? Yeah. Where that's actually scares me a little bit, where maybe you need to talk to the doctor. Yeah. If you can't perform 30 minutes of activity of just a steady state leisurely walk, then they shouldn't be cleared yet. They should you should get a doctor's note.
I guess the only exception really that we would accept, at least, is if you were on the treadmill walking for 30 minutes and you were just watching cops, then I could understand if your heart rate was through the roof.
Why are you so sweaty?
Just watching cops. Cops isn't coming out till 4. By the way, I heard they're bringing that show back.
Seriously?
Yeah. So fuck you, cancer culture.
Wow. Oh, real.
They canceled the show.
On the scene cops?
The show itself was canceled.
Okay.
And it's coming back.
All right.
I'm pumped.
Greg Baisley.
That means I don't have to get rid of my cops tattoo on my left shoulder blade. So, pretty happy about that. Yeah, I was about to go off on a tangent, but just fucking work out consistently and be consistent with your effort. It's like, think about it this way. All of you guys show up to work every day. You're consistent about that. You're consistent about putting money in the bank. But, for some reason, when it comes to losing weight and burning fat, people are so inconsistent. They're consistent with their fucking excuses. Oh, my foot hurts. My knee hurts. My shoulder.
It's your
motherfucker. Your knee isn't doing shit when you're sitting down. Your knee's not the reason why you keep shoving food down your fucking throat. Exercise some discipline.
And I think too that some people, and I think a lot of times it's women, and I'm a female, but at the same time, I think women are always
women. Am I right?
Well, women are always looking, and I don't want to say always, but some, and even men too, are looking for that the physical feedback. Is my heart pounding out of my chest? Am I ready to faint? I can't walk for 5 days. That's a little scary, though. That, where sometimes the accuracy in your movement, getting all of your reps in, maybe working towards failure depending on your program, something, if you're supposed to keep your rate of exertion to maybe a 5 or a 6 that day, depending on what your program is or what your coach tells you or what your trainer or whatever the case or whatever you're following. Maybe you need to follow that sometimes. It's not always about hitting the 11 out of 10. That's a scary thought too, where people are always shooting for that, oh my God, I need to lay on the floor and call an ambulance right now. And we know sometimes there's some types of workouts that call for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need...
On Valentine's Day.
That kind of thing where it's what... are you getting the most out of your workout? And that doesn't mean that are you sweating profusely to the point where you're going to faint. The heart pumping out of the chest to the point where I think I'm going to have a heart attack type thing. If you're sore, yes, soreness. Okay, maybe if you're not sore that next day or that night, then okay. Maybe it's up to 72 hours technically. But the point is that how much effort are you putting into the workout? Each movement. Think about those things, that mind-muscle connection. Like, there's so much that goes into it. We need to get away from that.
Mm-hmm.
The quality of the work. That's what we want to focus on. Whatever your goal is, always work towards quality over quantity. Right? Because that's where you're going to see the results. And if at some point in time, if you're following something on your own and maybe you're not seeing the results anymore, speak to somebody who knows what they're doing so that they can guide you properly. And sometimes these things you find on the internet too are not always the best. You actually need to speak to someone and actually have them design a program for you. Specific to your goals.
So, before we forget to throw this in here, Destroyer, why don't you hit us with your weekly update on mileage and jump shot
Yes.
quality?
I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't take the week off completely. There wasn't a lot of basketball played, but I got 22 miles in.
Awesome. Good.
Considering that it was Thanksgiving, I knew I didn't want to fall off, so I followed up the morning after Thanksgiving with a 10-mile run to
Wow,
cleanse
Des.
myself a bit. So
Excellent.
yeah, not a bad week.
Nice meditation there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sidewalks were pretty clear. I think everyone else was kind of like taking the day to like rest, so I didn't have to like watch out for anybody on the sidewalk.
Uh-huh.
It was good.
Solid. Nice. And you had a nice day. We had a few
Yeah,
really nice days
it was
of.
actually not bad weather out for most of the week, so
Mhm.
it lent itself pretty well.
Excellent.
What about So you didn't really get any jump shots up. So that's what's the strategy there? Like if you shoot less, then Aiden automatically becomes rusty, and you could dominate his horse game.
Yeah. As we go into the winter, it's all about the mental game. As it gets too cold to really play outside consistently, you got to figure out what kind of mind games you can play.
Too cold for him, because you ain't no bitch.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I'm used to playing. Actually, in high school, our kind of pickup crew actually started in the winter.
Nice.
So we were used to playing with like totally chapped hands and everything. So.
See?
Welcome to
Strong
being a
mind.
minority.
Strong body.
I dig it. So yeah, anything else we need to add this week?
We have the new challenge coming up, the Overdrive Method Challenge, which is big. We have a nice amount of people joining us. So
yes.
new and veteran, I would say.
Veteran.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Desi's going to jump on. We're going to be in transform mode for Desi too. We got even our CJ, Coach CJ Coffee.
White CJ, got it. Yes.
He had an awesome transformation.
He did.
And he plans on continuing, which is great.
Yes.
He lost, what was it, 5?
I don't remember.
Oh, I got to look that up, but my gosh, he one hell of a transformation.
He lost like 5% body fat, I think.
Yeah, and gained, I have to get the statistics. More. I mean, I could pull it up, but he gained a nice amount of skeletal muscle mass while he lost body fat, eating more food than he ever has. And training, just no change in his training. Coach Kevin Mendoza was maintaining for several weeks, and now he's going to be hitting another cut, which I'm excited for him too. We've been having some really great weekly check-ins with everybody. I'll call out Denise Christensen too.
Sure.
She lost 2% body fat already, and has only gained lean mass in the past I think two weigh-ins, so a couple of weeks now. I mean, everybody's just doing so well. Jeff Shalom, one of our remote clients, is at a new low again, body weight, and he's consistently training, training with us online and getting all of his running in. I know he's still set for several. He's got a half marathon and I think a 5K or 2 planned, and then he's going to hit some strength starting mid-December or something. So I just got to look at everything, but everybody's on a plan. This is good. We are in the win zone here.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I have for myself to add this week. Everyone's doing great, crushing it, Overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
Very pumped that the college athletes are home. A lot of great momentum as far as people staying on their plans and, rocking into the holidays without any excuses to fall off. All right.
I think more people are really becoming cognizant of the fact that they need to create a plan, which is big.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are. That's huge. The fact that they're having that aha moment where they're like, you know what, I need to get serious about this. I need to make a plan. It has to be a concrete plan. You can't just wake up one day and be like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then nothing happens. And they realize that the plan is where it's at. The consistency and the accountability is where it's at.
Speaking of accountability, I guess I'll throw out this seasonal appropriate tip, especially for you, David Seltzer. Do us all a favor and plug in your recipe into MyFitnessPal for your coquito, because I know you'll be giving out a lot of that by the gallon, and everyone wants to make sure they stay on top of their macros. So, yeah, you might want to do that, or else you'll get a solid punch to the dick next time I see you.
Oh, goodness.
All right? But it's a great way to keep everybody on track and indulge and not feel guilty about it. So that is something you guys can do for anybody. If you have any, to be serious though, if you have any recipes that you're not sure what is in there, but you know that you definitely want to have it, like maybe your favorite cookie recipe that your grandmother passed down to you, you could plug it into MyFitnessPal, buy the ingredient and the serving and the size of
Portion size.
of whatever you use to put in there, whether it's a cup or a stick of butter or whatever, and then all the math is done and added up, figure out how it works into your day, and boom, you stay on track without any excuses. So because we know people have a ton of those never seem to run out.
Well, you did it for the pizza.
I did do it for the Pizza Rustica. That was pretty fucking solid. I'm so happy I did that.
There you go.
Because I'm going to have a whole pizza tonight. No, I'm kidding. There isn't even a whole one left because I overate on Thanksgiving with that. Actually, technically,
You and my brother.
I underate on the carbs because I logged it. I found out that there weren't as many carbs in there, but there was the amount of fat that I needed for that day because I saved myself 90 grams of fat for dinner.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I probably did hit it.
Okay.
What's up? All right, so that's all we have for this week. Catch us next week on another episode of Overdrive AF. And thanks for tuning in.